An Omaha man is navigating an incurable disease with the help of one of his passions.
Yeah, he surrounded himself with physical and mental fitness his entire life. Well, now that's being put to the ultimate test.
KTV News Watch 7's Madison Perales caught up with him and learns his tricks to battling cancer.
I'm gonna grab here and throw.
Tyrone Abdul teaches me a few moves in one of his many jiu-jitsu dojos across Omaha.
Up, and down. Yep, there we go. And lock. There we go. Nice. Awesome.
You wouldn't know that just months ago he finished intensive treatment for multiple myeloma, a type of blood cancer.
3 months is a long time to be away from your passion, from something that you've built from scratch. I pioneered jiu-jitsu in Zimbabwe.
Abdul's sensei was part of the United Nations Jiu-Jitsu Association and taught Abdul in South Africa.
It's all about spreading the gospel, so to speak, of jiu-jitsu, self-defense, personal protection.
He took the sport back to his home country and as a result led to his affiliation with the United Nations group. Right before he was diagnosed with cancer,
they voted, nominated me, and I accepted the position of president of the United Nations of Jiu-Jitsu.
He moved to Nebraska in 1999.
In Omaha at the time, there were no jiu-jitsu clubs.
By 2004, he partnered with the YMCA and now runs his own dojos.
I don't think that people should pay an arm and a leg to learn how to defend themselves.
He was still teaching up until his inpatient treatment in August, where he had to stay at the hospital. Even then, he found a way to be active.
While I was in the hospital, I managed to walk a 5K and a half marathon.
I was absolutely humbled when he would come into treatment, having already taught the same number of classes as the number of times I hit snooze on my snooze bar.
Eventually, his students set up a GoFundMe campaign with a $20,000 goal, which was met within months.
I've been here in Omaha since 1999. I've built a lot of good relationships with people, parents, students. Riblets, get the riblets. And just the community at large. And so for me, it was just absolutely mind-blowing to see that kind of response in that short of a time.
One donation came from a parent, Dina Guda.
Whatever we could do to support was important for us as well.
Her son Daniel attends Sensei Abdul's classes.
Daniel was very, very shy, did not know everyone.
But with help from Sensei,
eventually he warmed up to me, and now he's like one of my best students. He's just amazing.
It's not the same fun he has with Sensei Tyrone. It's not as many laughs. It's more formal. But at the same time, we continue coming, hoping to see him soon.
Although Abdul was in recovery, he couldn't stay away from the dojo. So he surprised some of his students and colleagues.
What's up, guys? How we doing?
The first thing his students do?
How are you feeling? Do you have to do any more treatment?
Show concern for their sensei.
All the babies love him, and the parents as well.
Leaving a lasting impact on the kids.
Put my feet back and like when you're starting in a race, but a little bit forward and then just roll over.
So I've learned so much from him. Been a big influence on how my life is going now. I think it was good for him to show up to show the kids that he's doing fine.
Abdul's doctor says his fitness played a huge role in his recovery.
That level of physical fitness gave him a resilience, not only physically, but mentally and emotionally, to this life-changing diagnosis that he received.
While navigating this life-changing diagnosis,
the first couple of weeks for me were the roughest.
Abdul still manages to have a positive outlook.
You think to yourself, why me? Maybe this is, the universe telling me I can have a message for somebody else.
In Omaha, Madison Perales.
When I come back, you guys are going to be too tough.
KETV Newswatch 7.
And while hitting the mats with some of his students today, Abdul also has plans to go to Sicily, Italy in the summer for a United Nations Jiu-Jitsu conference. Abdul is an inspiration and has touched the lives of many around the world.